Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maximo and I'm here checking out Trials Rising. I've liked Trials for a while. I've actually been playing it since bloody Trials HD back on the Xbox 360 in 2007, and this is the latest edition, released today, actually. You'll be seeing this video a couple of days after, but yeah, it just got released today, so might as well go have a bit of a look around. Unfortunately, there's going to be a bunch of things here that I just can't show off for the reason that it only just came out today, but we'll get to that. First thing we'll do is we'll go through the options menu, and most of the stuff here is pretty obvious. I'm surprised I don't actually have all those on. Those would be very useful for people who are watching. You've got a bunch of settings here. Some of them are nice, like being able to make it so that the keyboard won't automatically take over the controls. That's actually a very useful feature if you need to alt-tab a lot. There's your gamepad controls. Can't rebind them, but frankly you shouldn't. There's the sound sliders, which is nice, but I found that the default audio mix is absolutely fine. Some settings here, including a couple I'm kind of befuddled by. Resolution scaling only turns on if you've got TAA anti-aliasing turned on, which is a bit weird. But here is what the graphical settings look like. You can turn on lots of blood, ambient occlusioning, de-aliasing, shadows, textures, parallax, particles, and depth of field. Just all the usual set of stuff, nothing too out of the ordinary. I am playing this on a RTX 2080 and an 8700K, so it is way too good for this game. It runs it at, like, this has got to be like a 1440p easily, something like that, at maximum settings, and it's doing it absolutely fine. I'm playing on a 1080p monitor though. You got rebindable controls here though, which is nice, considering that the controls for Trials on a keyboard can be a bit annoying. I can imagine why that might be a good thing for some people, and you can change your track editor controls as well, because the track editors in this game are always ridiculous. But we won't spend too much time going into that right now. Let's just go over to the race tab and actually go and do a race. There is also a bunch of other extra modes back there, but yeah, we aren't going to worry too much about them right now. So, this is the track selection screen. You can come here and pick whatever tracks you've got unlocked. I'm currently on the 4th of, I believe, 9 circuits? They called them something else, I think. I can't remember what exactly, but this is the first, then you move over to Europe for the second, then for the third, you head on down to Asia, then for the fourth, you head a little bit further south. At the end of every one is one of these, I can't remember what they're called, bollocks. But yeah, at the end there's one of these things, and if you complete them successfully, you'll get to move on to the next set of events. But you need to get to the level that I request first. I got to get to level 38, and I'm currently level 37. So we're just going to go get to level 38, because why the hell not? So we got do 12 backflips and finish in 95 seconds. Good God. Alright, so that was a contract. Contracts are basically just side goals that'll get you extra money and experience, if you manage to successfully do them, of course. They kind of suck. Most of them are just finish within a specific time, don't fault so much, or just, like in this case, do lots of backflips, which honestly I kind of hate, because they make you put yourself at a lot more risk than you might expect at first. And I hate trying to do it. It just drives me nuts. Especially when the contracts seem actually kind of random, so it kind of implies that they just make you do backflips on random courses just to screw with you. I don't know if that's true or not, but honestly they do feel kinda randomly generated, in the sense that they'll just give you one or two if you need them. But yeah, nevertheless, this is Trials. If you don't know what it is, it's basically those old Flash motocross games brought to life. That's actually, well, and by brought to life, I mean, well, it's just that, it's that concept, but done with a little bit more, whatchamacallit, oh dear. Done with a little bit more flair. This is actually where developer Redlinks got their start. This is where developer Redlinks got their start. They did the Trials series for Java, for browsers, which is interesting, because I actually have a couple of the Trials. Are you serious right now? Fuck off. No, that's just That's just BS. No, we're trying that again. Fuck that. But yeah, basically it's motocross, and the controls cannot be simpler. You hold the right stick to accelerate, you hold the left trigger to brake, you use the left analog stick to change the weight of your rider, and do things like flips. You don't actually have to do flips most of the time, but again, they just make you do it so that you get the bonuses for the contracts and all that. It is absolutely maddening. Alright, fuck it, we're not doing it. We're just gonna continue on. And of course I immediately screw it up. Because of course I do. It's me we're talking about. As soon as I say I'm gonna do something, I immediately fuck it up. Because this is how things go on this channel. But yeah, very simple controls. However, the physics in this game are incredibly precise. Now, I say that in a particular sense. I say that in a way that the mechanics have an absolute ton to learn, but it's not that difficult to get started. You generally will do absolutely fine on even the easiest of tracks, even if you've never played the series before. They are very friendly in the sense of building up the state of challenge so that you don't end up completely and utterly just giving up on the first set of tracks. With that said though, the game definitely does get difficult later on, and they do require you to have a very in-depth knowledge of the way the game works. So you are also racing against the ghosts of other people. Sometimes they're little AI, sometimes they are just random ghosts pulled from off the internet. We're not going to go do that just yet. We're going to go and play a couple of other missions, maybe ones that actually have contracts in them. Finish under 70 seconds. Easy enough. The best thing about Trials is, if you don't count the extremely in-depth gameplay, of course, is the track design. They are always happy to go above, beyond, and just completely nutso with this shit. And thankfully, Trials Rising is no different. The theme this time is, of course, the journey around the world, which is what you thought they would have done after Trials Evolution, but no, that was, apparently they did it backwards. They went for the future before they went for the world tour. But nevertheless, makes enough sense to me. Come on, there we go. Oh my god. Yes. No. Yes. No. I made it. I'm okay. No, I'm not. Fuck. You little shits. Right, okay, so I gotta hit the brakes as I'm going down that. I'm not gonna have to speed it over. No, I do. Okay, sure. But yeah, the obstacles that you have to find your way through are ridiculous. The silly things that happen during the tracks are always enjoyable, and it is always fun seeing what they've got next for you. And all of the track designs in the different locations of the world are all just really well done. You do get that sort of feeling with all the different places you can go. Like, for example, Siberian Skies. This track is ridiculous. Let's give it a shot. God, man, could you be any more flamboyant? Good lord. There are plenty of bollocks to that. There are plenty of double bollocks to that. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Shit. I swear I'm not that bad at Trials. I was getting all golds and shit, and like a fair few silvers, I will admit, but I'm not bad at Trials. This shit just happens. As soon as the camera goes on, I become completely incompetent, and it's not even a camera up, technically, but you get the idea here. Shit. Again, it is always these asshole bikes. I hate these asshole bikes, but nevertheless. So yeah, there are tons of little mechanics and things that you have to learn in order to successfully succeed in succeeding in a Trials game. There is simple things like managing the acceleration on your bike so that you don't get absolutely slaughtered on any particular part of a track, to learning how to land on slopes with inclines, learning how to, well, just absolutely not panic when you come across something ridiculous. It's just, there is a lot that you need to learn, and honestly, most of the... Are you serious right now? Fuck off! No, God damn it. All the different things you need to learn, like even things as simple as simply not doing that. Even trying to beat this guy, for God's sake. Yeah, the game's never been particularly good at teaching them, is what I have to say. Sometimes you'll be able to pick up some of the lessons on your own, but holy shit, some of the crap they expect you to learn is, seriously, are you kidding me right now? That did not look like I was going to fall over at all. I'm gonna beat this son of a bitch. I'm gonna beat Fuzzy D. Apparently I just can't find my way over those bloody things. But even things as simple as learning flow, which is simply making sure that you can keep your speed at a reasonable level throughout the stages. Fuck! Is basically a requirement to doing well in trials. And if you don't learn how to do it, you're going to get shit kicked in. Like I am well and thoroughly proving here. I swear this track was easy the last time I did it. There, finally, we made it over. Just let that happen. I swear that track, look, my last record on that track was 5 seconds faster. How did I even do that? I have no idea how I did that, especially since the next medal is like 31 seconds. That's bloody nuts. I leveled up again, because you level up pretty much every time you finish a new track in this game. But yes, anyway, so you do have to learn all of those little tricks. Thankfully, they have actually created something to help you out with this. This is the University of Trials. Now, the University of Trials is entirely based around teaching you all of these little tricks. So you've got your Trials 101 here, then you've got Diploma and your graduation tricks down the bottom there, which is... I can't even imagine getting past that. I'm doing really badly so far to begin with. The only reason I have A on transitions is because... Yes. But I'll demonstrate what they actually try and show you here.
You've been given a bike that is heavy and has pretty bad acceleration, but the bike has a high top speed. To get the most out of it, you'll need to master the next technique, transitions. I use the term transitions to describe the rider shifting their body weight when you go from a track to a ramp. If you get the timing wrong, you'll either find yourself doing backflips or have the bike lift off the ramp. As you accelerate towards the ramp, lean back and slightly lift your front wheel through the start of the curve. Stay in that position until your rear wheel is about to hit the steep section. As the rear wheel gets close, shift your body weight forward and continue to lean as you accelerate up the ramp. If you get the timing right, you'll see that there is no slowing down and that you'll carry your speed all the way through the jump. What you need to be focused on is where your front wheel is as it moves through the transition. If you dig your front wheel into the ramp, you'll see the load on the front suspension increase significantly. The suspension will react to this by pushing back and lifting the front wheel off the ramp. If you lift the front wheel just enough to avoid those significant suspension loads, you'll notice a smooth transition onto the ramp. Slight changes in the timing of your bodyweight shift can have a huge impact, so be patient when you're practicing. Speaking of practicing, now it's your turn. See how far you can get, and remember, you can always come back and improve your grade another time. Did you just accidentally hit skip?
Yes, Professor Fat Shady is also a smart ass. I actually know him. I know him on Twitter. I was following, well, I still am following him to my knowledge. So yes, he is an Australian just like I am. That's the reason why his accent must sound so familiar. But yes, they give you these really in-depth tutorials. Like, look, you can even see how much weight I'm putting on my, You can even see how much weight is going on my suspension there, thanks to the wheels. But yeah, I'm just finishing that to get the contract, because they do invite you back to test out your knowledge and shiz. But yeah, they give you all these really in-depth tutorials. I said that their physics is actually kind of insane in this game, and I was not joking. They have really, really detailed, just general physics to the point where, yes, you can get ridiculously good at these sorts of games. Every track actually has 5 medals, not just the 4, which is bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. There's a 5th one afterwards. And you only unlock platinums once you earn a platinum, if that gives you a general idea. There is also something else over here as well, but I believe I've only... Oh no, I've unlocked 2 more. Got plenty of time. Alright, so let's play Flaming Man. So, the skill games are not just direct races, they are mini-games of sorts that let you practice other weird ways of riding the bike. Ride fast to keep the flames under control, you got it. Nope, fuck that up, let's try that again. Funny, I picked the one bloody skill game that isn't just some weird ass game from out of nowhere. Come on, over it. Drive! Thank God. Dead. Alright, let's try it again. I got the contract so we can focus a little bit more on... not immediately dying, hopefully. Damn it! Thankfully, with the back button being mapped to restarting the entire track, and the B button being remapped to just start off from your last checkpoint, it's very quickly to get back onto the horse. However, it's worth noting that faults seem to be more punishing in this game than they used to be. They penalize you 5 full seconds. So yeah, good luck with that. Almost made it to 200. That kind of sucks for me. But, oh well. Someone's going to start barking in a minute, and it's probably not going to be me unless I decide to be particularly mocking. But yes, they have a fair few games this time. However, my issue with everything seems to be that it takes a while to unlock a lot of stuff, since the progression is actually tied behind the... Oh. I missed. The progression seems to be tied behind experience levels this time, and experience can be kind of hard to earn. I mean, Right, yeah, I'm guessing, yeah. Press Y while airborne to grab onto the ball. I missed. Missed. Gotcha. Dunked. Right, so I'm guessing I have to, yeah. You have to do it in a chain. That makes more than enough sense. Let's give that another try. Nope. Nope. I swear I'm not pressing entirely to the left. I'm guessing that I don't... What? Nope. Nope. Gotcha. God damn it. Alright, we're not doing that again. Yes, let's actually go over the progression system. So you might notice I've only earned a couple of levels. Now, there are a bunch of things that get locked behind levels, including skill games for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why they feel the need to lock all of these, but they do. You do also have the university trials, which honestly I don't understand at all. I don't know why you can't just go in and try everything, but no, they lock all the lessons behind massive level walls for some reason. And of course, going to your, I can't remember what these are called, bloody hell. The X-Cross, the Supercross, and the Duel, those all take levels as well. But what do you get with those levels? You get visual customization. Now, I'm old enough to remember the time when you didn't have to worry about always using these bloody loot boxes in order to actually get visual customization items, but now for some reason that just seems to be the thing. So we can go and open up a gear crate if you like. And what do we get? 2 stickers and a common tire. Guess what you'll be seeing most of the time when you open these gear crates? If you said stickers, you'll be 100% correct, because it seems like these stickers are just all they could realistically think of. All they could realistically think of to actually give you as a reasonable reward, because the clothing rewards are few and far between. You can use these stickers in customization of certain elements, but yeah, if you're not a particularly artistic person, you'd probably appreciate getting more clothing items than this ridiculous amount of stickers. At least they give you a lot of loot boxes, but there is another kind of loot box you can get, and that's the challenge loot boxes, and they are kind of ridiculous. So if we back up, and we just go back to race for a bit, we'll come back out, but you see over here, there is a challenges here. So here's the problem. The first 2 challenges I did were fine. The third challenge, I have to beat my best time by about 2 seconds in order to actually unlock. Oh yeah, I'll probably just go and race this guy anyway, but yeah. I actually have to beat my best time by 2 seconds in order to actually get this secondary loot crate. This other loot crate apparently gives you a higher chance at rarer stuff. But still, it's just loot boxes in Trials, just to think about it. Loot boxes in Trials is just silly. Especially when most of the rewards you can realistically have for a game like this is doing ridiculous shit on courses. So I don't honestly understand what they were going for here. Damn it. Well, I've definitely lost because I had to take a checkpoint reset there. Which again, 5 seconds, which I don't remember if that was the penalty in the last game, Trials Fusion, but it seems really rough. Like, honestly, really rough. I don't know what the deal is with that one. Yeah, as you can see, that guy thoroughly cleaned me up, because you do have lots of little things to learn, and the speeds can get goddamn ridiculous. Do you want to restart? I do not. Let's go and have a look around at everything else before we go and hop into a few more tracks. So, as I was saying, you have your rider customization. So let's say we go to my helmet. Now, I think we can go to customize here like this, and this is where we add our stickers. And we can move our stickers to wherever we want. Although for some reason moving the stick down is moving it up. I don't know what's going on here. These controls are fucking bizarre. Come on, thank you. Right. So yeah, say I just put that there. I can also modify it. So we can change its color. So if we change it red, then we can hit the X button here and we can scan. So that's just one example. So you can do that in order to change individual elements of the helmet. You can also use that to just basically redo a piece of clothing. And for some reason I've got plenty of duplicates here. That's even more annoying. You can sell them if you like, but no real point to that. You've also, of course, got loading poses, victory animations, lose animations, and the properties of your rider. Indeed. You can also do the same thing to your bike, so you can hit the good old customize, and you can add as many stickers as you like, of course. Well, up to 200, but if you need more than 200, you're either A, not being very artistic, or B, you're using a lot of weird ones. You've also got a couple of extra bikes you can unlock. Unfortunately, you have to spend those weird trials credits you unlock by beating tracks and stuff to buy the donkey and the helium bike. But obviously those are joke bikes, but it's still annoying that you have to buy them, especially since for some reason they've introduced the option to actually buy stuff with real world money in this game, which I do not understand in the slightest. You can also go to the rider store and the bike store and actually buy things that other people have made based off certain, based off certain pieces of clothing. So you can see here, this is a pretty regular bandana. He's just done a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? He's just done a little bit of a paint job on it. And yes, apparently people can sell these. I'm not entirely sure how this works, especially since you can buy things for real world money. That just seems ridiculous. Like, watch, if I hit the X button to buy this, it'll ask me to confirm, but I need 8 coins, which I can buy for $2.99. How many acorns does that get me? 10 acorns. Not worth the goddamn hard drive space it takes on my hard drive to display the goddamn sprite. I don't understand the point of that. That is honestly that just kind of pisses me off in so many ways. And yes, you can buy bikes and stickers and bundles of clothing, and there is some you can unlock as part of having bought the game. There's some you can unlock for having played previous games in the series and stuff like that. You got your player data, which will tell you how you're doing in the league, your contracts, where you are on the leaderboards. I'm apparently ranked 1001. Hey, that's something. And I've cleared about 1/3 of the game's tracks, and I've got plenty of different kinds of medals. So, and yeah, there was the time played in the top right. We're about to hit 3 hours. There are a couple of other things. So there is the track editor, which I know absolutely nothing about. I've never been able to get into the Trials track editor, but I can appreciate it for being a cute track editor. Also, for whatever bloody reason, it seems to start you off somewhat randomly, but there's just lots of stuff that you can do here. God knows if I know half of it. Let's see. Say our star points here. And the additional points would probably be checkpoints, I think. And that's the end point. And, oh, right, you can press up. Place the end point. Now if I press up, plenty of different kinds of objects. So you've got stuff from Trials of the Blood Dragon. That's interesting. And tools, including things like audio, lights, liquids, effects, primitive shapes, explosives, because you've got to have plenty of them in a Trials game. And of course, triggers and events and stuff like that. Really basic scripting, but of course, that means you can basically turn this game into pretty much anything you like within some kind of reason. There's usually as you can see in the top left, there is a level of complexity that you are limited to, which kind of sucks, but considering this is the PC version. But there is a reason for that, and that's mainly because the Track Central this time around actually is across PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. It is on every platform the game's on, which is actually pretty cool. One thing that's not cool, though, is that sometimes you can actually end up looking at tracks and thinking, oh, that looks like a cool track, maybe I'll give that a go. But then for whatever reason, you don't have the bike unlocked, but it won't let you pick that bike, so you literally just can't play the track. So if you end up playing a track that requires the level 42 bike, that was embarrassing. If you end up playing a track that requires the... Fucking hell. If you end up playing a track that requires a level 42 bike, you can basically suck shit. There's nothing you can do about it. Easy my ass, damn it. Right. You get the idea. Thankfully, loading into custom tracks is very easy, and once you have finished the 100 or so tracks that I include in the main campaign, which will probably take you a while, Ninja. What the hell is a Ninja track? Oh yeah, but as you can see, since I can't select the bike that they want me to use, I'm not actually allowed to play this track. That just sucks. But yeah, as you can see, there's really not that much in the way of tracks yet, because again, the game only just came out this morning. In fact, I don't even know if the Americans have it yet. If they do, they've only just barely started playing the campaign. You've also got party mode and global multiplayer. I have played the global multiplayer. It's literally just, you get a bunch of people together online, you jump into a track, and you go. That's basically all that you do. Being told to try and beat the crap out of another person's ghost. Here, you can tell it's actually them by the little icon there, in comparison to one of the riders that Red Links drops in, just to be alongside you on the track, because they don't have one of those Ubisoft symbols. With that being said though, what do I think of Trials Rising? It's just another Trials game. Like, it's... personally I like the whole futuristic theme that Fusion was going for more, but that's more of a nitpick than anything else, and considering how many objects they have in the user creation thing, there will probably be a bunch of future style tracks later on. The physics don't appear to be any different. I mean, they might have done some tweaking in between games, but honestly I don't know enough about Trials to actually realise, especially within the first couple of hours. And it's just more tracks on a different theme, which I don't mind. Like, that doesn't... Like, Trials is good. Trials has been good for years. In fact, one of the major problems they've had with Trials is that they've been struggling to find many real things they can do with it, any real evolution they can make now, because, well, it's Trials. How do you improve upon something they basically perfected over the course of, like... God, it's been almost 20 years at this point since Trials started, so you get the general idea. It is Trials. If you like motocross riding that becomes as much of a physics puzzle as it does a proper racing game, then you will be absolutely fine with playing this one. It is a good game. There is nothing wrong with me saying that, but it's probably got the same problems that the other Trials games have, is just that you need an absolute ton of time to put into it. Most of the longevity afterwards will rely on you basically hoping for the track editor guys to put out something good, which they probably will. It'll take some time. God, the track community for games like Trials Evolution and Trials Fusion is massive. Goodbye. The track editor community for Evolution and Fusion was massive, so Rising will probably get the same thing, considering it's the first Trials game in like 5 years. I remember the Trials Fusion came out around the same time the PS4 and whatever did. Wow, I keep making the same mistake on that one giant ramp. And the other problem is that the game's eventually going to get so hard that most people are going to drop out of the included campaign. So if you don't actually like trying to figure out the really hard tracks in this game, trying over and over and over again to figure out just the right way through, because that is absolutely something you will need to do in Trials, and they've started doing that early on, where players are basically going to have no chance the first time through unless they are absolute gods at figuring out the track layouts, because they just absolutely have some really annoying design options like that. You're not going to know that's there until you're already completely through the jump, and at that point you are screwed. But yeah, it's the same set of problems they've had for 10 years, and it's not like they can do much about that if they want to keep things interesting while, you know, also not driving away too many people. So yeah, Trials is good. There is nothing wrong with Trials. It is a fun game. It's actually pretty cheap. You can, well, if you have a couple of Ubisoft Uplay games, you can usually get like 20% off if you get like those weird achievement points they give out, which is actually a really nice thing. That's what I did. But yeah, the base game is like 36 Australian, which is like 20 something, probably like 25, which is a reasonable price for a Trials game. It'll definitely get you a fair bit of longevity. And they're still pretty fun games. Complicated physics, that one more go mentality, if you're into it anyway, and the general longevity of not only having a pretty hefty campaign, but the online tracker that's shared across 4 different platforms. Yeah, it'll do you good if you enjoy the gameplay. And, well, I do enjoy the gameplay. I hope to have time to come back to it, but chances are I never will. Just because I never have time for anything anymore. So there you go. So yeah, Trials Rising. It's Trials. If that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. And it's still pretty good at what it does because they've had 20 years to work on it. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.